Welcome back to American Agenda. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she's still facing a fierce backlash over a video that appears to mock Catholics. You can see the governor there feeding a kneeling podcaster what is a Dorito. You can see the bag there instead of the Holy Eucharist.
That is not right. And then that weird look on her face afterwards, too.
But with the Harris Walls hat and Doritos, Kamala's favorite snack, there's obviously some parallel, like she's
Kamala's
feeding
religion.
her, feeding her the, I don't know, the body of Kamala. I don't know.
Terrible.
I'll let that go.
Terrible. Well, now she's got to backtrack and offer an apology, saying, over 25 years in public service, I would never do something to denigrate someone's faith. I've used my platform to stand up for people's rights to hold and practice their personal religious beliefs. My team has spoken to the Michigan Catholic Conference. What was supposed to be a video about the importance of the CHIPS Act to Michigan jobs has been construed as something it was never intended to be, and I apologize for that. Those comments after protests broke out outside of her home over the weekend. But her comments echo that of some past Democrats belittling those of the faith.
All right, joining us now to discuss, former Pennsylvania Senator and NEWSMAX senior political analyst Rick Santorum and CEO of Catholics for Catholics, John Yep. Senator Santorum, I don't know how she would have thought that would have been construed. You're a senator. You know that things like that are certainly not done lightly. Or, oops, I messed up. Then you throw in the Doritos and Kamala Harris's love for Doritos. And I don't know. I don't think anything was misconstrued. What do you think?
It's almost impossible for me to believe that a governor in a state that's probably a quarter Catholic, if not more, wouldn't know that the exact thing that she's doing, giving something in that manner to someone kneeling before them and receiving it, would not look exactly like someone receiving communion. If she was from a state like Alabama or something that's 2% Catholic, maybe. I mean, there are just not that many Catholics in the state, and maybe someone would. But she's a governor. She's been around outside the state of Michigan. Catholics are an important part of her coalition. There's just no way she didn't know what she was doing, and to feign, oh well, I didn't realize it would be taken out. That's just baloney. There's no way you do something like that and not realize that you are either trying to intentionally offend Catholics or that you had little regard for their sensibilities.
There was a recent article about Northeast Pennsylvania. Many surmised that the Catholic vote is what put Joe Biden over the top against Donald Trump in 2020 here. John, what's your take on this? The whole thing, to Katrina's point, it's some weird kind of creepy, almost perverted
indoctrination.
Look to it. Yeah. They know what they're doing. She's not dumb. She's the governor of Michigan.
Creepy, great word to describe it. I pity her press secretary. Imagine her having to try to explain what in the world she was trying to do. She just created an uproar against 25% of the Michigan population, which is the Catholics in her state. Just a total suicide for a campaign. So I don't know what she was thinking. At the same time, I'm actually almost tempted to thank Governor Gretchen Whitmer for what she did. Obviously, the act is offensive to our Lord in the Eucharist, but here's the reality. Catholics, we're like a sleeping giant. You push us, we will respond. We did it at Dodger Stadium when we got 5,000 people out there to rally against what they were doing there. And you saw on the screen with the protesters, they're doing the same thing. Catholics are seeing what's going on with this administration, with this side, which is targeting pro-lifers, which is openly mocking our faith. And it is a rallying cry across the nation to stand up and fight for our country, or we're going to lose it.
Yeah, John, to your point, this Whitmer debacle comes as Democrats are actually struggling amongst Catholic voters, despite President Biden being the second Catholic president. A brand new poll across 7 battleground states shows Trump leading Harris by 5 points among Catholic voters. Senator, are you surprised by that number?
I am, because if up until recently, actually, Harris was doing better. It's almost hard to believe, but was doing better among Catholic. That speaks more to the fact that a large number of people who identify as Catholic actually aren't church-going Catholics anymore, and probably those, and those are, in fact, not probably, those are the ones, in fact, voting for Harris. But these types of things offend not just church-going Catholics, but other Catholics too, and hopefully the church-going Catholics, those who don't pay attention as much to these types of things, will realize this is not a one-off. As was just said, this is a systematic approach of the left to try to marginalize people of faith. Even Gretchen Whitmer's comment that she's never done anything to disrupt someone's personal faith. Well, that's not the point. Personal faith is fine, but it's the ability to have that personal faith in the public square and to be able to say it publicly. It's not just someone's personal faith that needs protected. In fact, that's not just protected by the First Amendment. It's your public pronouncement of that faith. And there they have not been particularly helpful in allowing that to occur.
All right, gentlemen, we have to leave it there. Senator Rick Santorum, John Yep, great conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Offensive. I'm Catholic, you know.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic, and it's offensive. It's just in bad taste. Okay, come on, you know better. She knows better.
She does. That's the thing. She knew.